What up? What up? What up? What up, y'all? So we running this back. I just did a whole stream, 20 minutes, and my microphone was on mute, and nobody told me. I don't have real friends in life. Nobody told me until my brother got on. It's like, yo, you are on mute. So today we are gonna talk all things comic book movies. We're gonna talk Milly Alcock as the new Supergirl. Deadpool is finished, wrapped, cleared, ready to go. Trailers in the tuck. We have possible Kang recasting news. IronHeart is reshooting. Cap 4 is reshooting. It's a lot of reconfigurations going on with Marvel. They're trying to get everything on track. But we are going to start the show off with something that was unscheduled and nobody kind of expected. We just lost Carl Weathers. Now, if you don't know who Carl Weathers is, um, I'm sure most people know him as Apollo Creed from Rocky, but he's also been in The Predator. He's Action Jackson. He's in Mandalorian. And you know what? Sometimes when people pass, people get sad, and that's a natural feeling, this grief. But I think he should be celebrated. You know, we should feel sad, but I think we should celebrate him. He was a fantastic actor. He was charismatic. Out the first movie I ever seen him in was Rocky 4. And I was just blown away. Somehow I was watching the Rockies out of order. And I started with Rocky 4 when he fought the Russian. And then I had to go backwards and actually watch the Rockies in order. But yeah, let's just do a rest in peace to Carl. You know, he lived a very full life. And they said he died peacefully in his sleep. So we're just going to send our condolences to him and his family. And we're going to get into some James Gunn DC Universe information. Let's see what we have here. All right. So I'm not a big James Gunn fan. His style of comedy doesn't fit me. I was never a big Guardians fan, but the way he's building out his DC Universe cast-wise so far is impressive. Like, it's amazing what he's doing. So, if y'all didn't know, Milly Alcock and Meg Donnelly were in the running for Supergirl, and it looks like Milly Alcock got the part, and I knew it was gonna happen. I put a tweet up when they announced she was in the running, and I say, yo, Milly is gonna get this role. And somebody tweeted me back and was like, you don't know, it hasn't been confirmed. Yo, she's getting this role. I knew it. I knew it. And here we have, this week it's confirmed that Milly Alcock will be the new Supergirl. She is an amazing actress. When I first watched House of the Dragon and saw how she carried the first half of that show, I knew she was a star. I knew there would be a battle between Marvel and DC on who would get her first. Now, originally, there was rumors that Marvel might have been eyeing her for White Tiger, but that was just a rumor. It was nothing confirmed. But DC snatched her up, and I'm sad because I wanted her in Marvel. I don't know who I wanted her to play in Marvel, but I wanted her in the MCU, and James Gunn snatched her so quick, and you have to respect him for doing that. One thing I can say, James Gunn is picking actors. Everybody that I've seen him cast so far have been solid actors. So Milly Alcock will be Supergirl. So if you guys watched House of the Dragon, there was something very, very captivating about young Rhaenyra. She was able to balance like the innocence of a child, yet there was this feistiness inside of her. Like, she was clearly someone who knew what she wanted even as a child. So there's a key word I used. I said feistiness. And that goes along with what James Gunn said he was looking for. He said he was looking for someone who was assertive and aggressive. And Milly Alcock is that. but she's also able to lean into her innocent side as well. So let's pull up the article where James Gunn is talking about what he wants for his Supergirl. Hold on, let me find it here. We're going to skim through this. So he says, this is a very different type of Supergirl. In our film, we see the difference between Superman, who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents, from the time he's an infant, versus Supergirl, who was raised on a rock chip off of Krypton and watched everyone around her die, killed in a terrible way for the first 14 years of her life. Then she comes to Earth as a young Supergirl, and she is so much more hardcore. So the Supergirl that we're about to get is not about to be innocent. She's not about to be, prancing around in perky. She's gonna have beef on her chest. She is going to be aggressive, but got to keep in mind she still is able to balance that innocence in her as well. So I am so down for Milly Alcock as Superman. So we should be seeing her debut in Superman Legacy. That'll probably be the first place we'll see her. And then she'll venture off and get her own movie. So the cast so far for Superman Legacy is we have David Cornsweet for Superman, who I think is going to do a tremendous job as Clark Kent. I saw him in a show on Netflix, and coincidentally, the show was about an actor trying to break into Hollywood. And he fits the mold. He's going to be amazing. Him and Milly Alcock, they are going to be great foils of each other because they're going to be kind of like polar opposites personality wise. It's going to be great. Now, we also have Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luger. Nicholas, he played Beast in the X-Men, and I loved him as Beast. I also love Kelsey Grammer as Beast too. Now, he the OG, but I did like Nicholas Holt's portrayal of Beast, and he was also in this movie called The Menu that came out last year. It was pretty good. Y'all should check that out. Who else do we have? Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. We got Skylar. He's gonna be Jimmy Olsen, and then Nathan Fillion is gonna be Green Lantern. Let's pull him up so y'all can see old Nathan. Let me get a good shot of Nathan, not me. Nathan, where he at? Up there at the top right hand corner. Nathan is gonna be Green Lantern. So that is going to be your cast right now so far for Superman Legacy. Next up, we have some Kang the Conqueror news. So it sounds like Marvel is sticking with Kang. At first, people were saying, oh, they might venture off and go with Dr. Doom. It sounds like they're sticking with Kang. I don't know to what levels. I don't know if it's going to be as extensive as it originally was when Jonathan Majors had the role. But they're riding with Kang is the rumor in the street. So per Daniel RPK, who's a reputable scooper, he's thrown out two names so far. So about a month ago, immediately after I tossed it out, I was like, yo, Coleman Domingo would be a great Kang the Conqueror or the Beyonder. I threw Coleman's name out. And I was like, Marvel should put that on him. And I be gosh darn, Daniel RPK said Marvel is looking at Coleman Domingo for possibly either Kang. Now, I think he would be a great Beyonder. If you don't want him to be the sole Kang in all the variants, he would be a great Beyonder. I'm down. I am down. I like Coleman Domingo. And it's so crazy that this late in his career, he's hitting a insane aggressive stride. He just played Mr. in the Color Purple. He's also been cast as Joe Jackson for the new Michael Jackson movie. It was another movie announced this week that he's playing. And now you get these Kang rumors swirling around for Coleman Domingo. He can do the job. Coleman Domingo could do it. So after Daniel RPK threw out the name Coleman Domingo, he also tossed out the name of John David Washington. Now, I think John David Washington will be great in the MCU. I don't know if Kang is it for him. I don't know. I don't know if John David Washington can carry all of those variants. Now, if Marvel decides to go the route and say, look, we're just going to do multiple actors for different variants, I think John David Washington would be a great Scarlet Centurion. I think he'd do awesome as Scarlet Centurion. I don't think he could be the main Kang. I don't think he can play all of those variants. That's just my opinion of the work that I've seen from John David Washington. I don't think he can pull it off. I think he would be a good Iron Lad or a good Scarlet Centurion. So right now, Daniel RPK is saying that the MCU, Kevin Feige, they're looking at John David Washington for Kang. They're also looking at Coleman Domingo. Coleman can do it. Coleman can play every single variant of Kang. He can do it. He is the one person that I immediately thought of. I said, Coleman Domingo can do this. John David Washington, I love John David Washington. I'm always rooting for our people to get jobs, but John David Washington cannot play all the variants of Kang. He I can't see him doing it. He would be a great Scarlet Centurion. Make him Scarlet Centurion, do Damson Idris as Iron Lad, Lakeith Stanfield as Roma Tut, and bring Denzel Washington in as He Who Remains. I could rock with that. We could do multiple actors. I don't think Marvel wants to spend that type of money because I think it would be expensive to bring all the. Can you imagine the budget of a Kang Dynasty movie with Denzel Washington, Damson Idris, Lakeith Stanfield, freaking Coleman Domingo, and John David Washington all playing different variants of Kang? So if I'm the studio, am I investing in a bunch of different characters where there's less liability if another scandal comes out? Or do I roll the dice again and bet the house on one actor? And is John David Washington that actor? I don't know. I don't know. Your boy Mirage said Coleman was also Unicron from Transformers Rise of the Beast. Yes, that I like Transformers Rise of the Beast. That movie was slept on to me. I think a lot of people did not watch that movie. I liked it. Coleman Domingo. Let's go back to Coleman. I don't know who put a battery in Coleman Domingo's back in the last 2 years. He is everywhere, and he is about to kill the role of Joe Jackson. I'm going to talk about that on my stream where I'm talking about like just entertainment. This is mostly like my comic book stream. I'm going to get into Coleman Domingo and this new Joe Jackson role. Coleman Domingo is talented. I just started Rustin the other night. I'm a little late on that. And Coleman Domingo can do it all. That's who they should be putting their money in. Give it to Coleman or bring in a bunch of different actors and let's have a bunch of different people playing Kang. Period. They got to get this together. I think they need to knock this recast out quick. The sooner they do it, it'll be an easier transition. So I have my fingers crossed that they will handle Kang the right way and they eventually just start to move forward. I know it was a very unfortunate thing that happened with Jonathan Majors. It was disappointing, I'm sure, to the studios, the way that verdict went or even that situation, but they got to move on and they got to get to working on this role. So that's the Kang news that I have. We are now going to jump over to Daredevil. So Daredevil has begun reshooting and it's been filmed in public. So we are getting a lot of images from Daredevil. They've decided to bring Foggy and Karen back. We don't know if with these rewrites that they're permanently back or if they're just back for a short period of time. We don't know what's going on with Karen and Foggy. It's also reported that the Punisher will have a significant role in the show. That makes sense. I like that the Punisher, Echo, Bullseye, and all of these people are coming back for this show and creating this synergy and connection into the ground level things. I think this new ground level side of the MCU is going to be great. I am happy with it. And that's so surprising to me because I don't like the ground level stuff. But after watching Echo, which a lot of people didn't really like, but I liked the connection with Echo, Daredevil, Kingpin, Hawkeye, the Punisher, I'm ready for it. I'm down. I am down for this ground level MCU. Now, Kingpin for mayor. We have seen pictures of him going into full politics mode, and I like this as well. I hope they make him the personification of Donald Trump. Maybe not as wild and crazy, but I want him to show people what Donald Trump looks like in the form of comic books. Maybe not as racist, but lean into the idea of the fear mongering that Donald Trump does. I am down for this Devil's Reign run in Daredevil that we're about to get. So if y'all don't know from the comic books, there's a story called The Devil's Reign, and it's when Kingpin runs for mayor of New York, and his whole angle is to get rid of superheroes, get rid of the vigilantes. We're about to clean these streets up. So I'm excited. I am really excited to see what Kingpin is about to do in the MCU. Now we also was able to catch some shots of what people think is White Tiger. I don't know if this is White Tiger, but what I can say is Ishmael Cruz, he wants to be the White Tiger. He did an interview probably like a year ago. And he was in talks with Marvel. That was the rumor. And some people thought he was possibly going to be the Kang recast. I'm like, yo, it's no way he's going to be the Kang recast. But he said in an interview he wants to be White Tiger. So does that build look like Ishmael? I don't know. I don't know if it's Ishmael or not, but hopefully we'll find out soon who White Tiger is, if that is White Tiger. So that's all the Deadpool news I got. We're going to jump over to some news about Sam Wilson. Looks like we have a first look at Sam's new uniform as Captain America. Now, this blue suit is way better than the first one. The other suit, it was just bulky. The white was off-putting, and I know it was comic accurate. I don't know if Anthony Mackie had just put on weight because it was COVID, but the white suit didn't fit his body like how it usually does. I did not like this white suit. This blue suit now. This blue suit is fire. I like this blue suit. I like this blue suit. Let me pull Mirage's comment back up. We done left Daredevil, but let's take a look at it. I got a theory. I wonder if the murders of Kingpin will be framed on Punisher. So Punisher has to come back to NYC and might go after Fist. Hey, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit with this Daredevil show. I think them stopping production and saying we're about to redo this, something ain't right, I think they're going to make some good decisions. If they don't, I don't know. They got all the pieces. You got all the puzzle pieces to make Daredevil work. You got Daredevil, you got Punisher, you got Bullseye, you got Kingpin, you got Echo if you want to use her. You got Hawkeye Jeremy Renner is probably still healing, but you have all the pieces to make a good, solid Daredevil story. Now, which direction they're gonna go in, I don't know, Mirage. We will see. We will see. Let's jump back over to Cap and his suit. Y'all, I hope this movie is good. We're talking about Brave New World. Anthony Mackie, we're counting on you, but I'm concerned. This movie is going through massive reshoots. Massive. Now, Marvel's whole if y'all knew how Marvel makes movies, it is so unorthodox. The way it frustrates me because it's just a mess how they make movies. So it's normal for Marvel to do reshoots. I haven't really heard here too often of a movie getting like 4 or 5 months worth of pure reshoots. So that tells me that, well, the rumor is that they're saying some of the action scenes was lackluster and they want to make those better. Nah, it has to be more than just fixing some action scenes if you're doing reshoots for 4 to 5 months. It's something else going on. So I hope they get this Captain America 4 story together. I'm concerned. I'm concerned that they're not going to let writers tell an accurate story of a black man trying to be Captain America and the realities that come with that. I think they know this is a story that their core fan base probably doesn't want to see. So that's why they're bringing in like these Hulks and Harrison Ford. They're trying to bring those in to kind of make sure that, let's be honest, that the white audience is going to watch this movie, because a lot of people don't want to see Sam Wilson as Captain America. So I think if they're not going to let Malcolm Spellman write a real story about a black man trying to be Captain America, I think they should just completely stay away from the race element. Don't lean into it if you're not going to be able to do it the right way. Just lean into the military and political aspect of Captain America 4. If they are not going to let Malcolm Spellman tell an accurate story of a black man trying to be Captain America in the year 2025 or 2026, whenever this movie takes place in the MCU. Because they did a horrible job in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I did not enjoy how they tiptoed around the racial elements in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and how they had, never mind, that's a whole nother rant. I'm not gonna do it. Good luck, Captain America 4. Good luck. All right. I hope y'all get it together. Let's move on. Let's move on from Anthony Mackie. All right. Looks like for Thunderbolts, we have an official casting for Sentry, and he will be played by Lewis Pullman. Now, Sentry was originally casted with Stephen Yeun, but he quit the job via email. I ain't never heard. Have y'all ever quit your job via email? I ain't never heard nobody quitting their job via email. Stephen Yeun sent them folks an email and said, this ain't working out. That's crazy. All right, but Lewis Pullman, he was in Top Gun. I didn't watch that yet. I may have to check it out to see what he's working with, but this is going to be our new Sentry after Stephen Yeun dropped out via email and said it wasn't working. That's crazy. I hope people are happy with this Sentry casting. No, he's not built. No, he's not buff. No, he's not, the typical look of what you want Sentry to be. But I think that they want Sentry to be a solid actor who's able to pull off the complexities of someone dealing with, I don't know if they're going to go the drug addiction route. Maybe they'll go with the route that he just has severe mental health issues. But I think you got to have a good actor to really pull it off, because otherwise you're going to hire someone who looks like Sentry but may not be able to pull out the beats of what Sentry is going through as a person, and also his conflict with the Void. Like, you need a really good actor to be able to bring this story to life. So either tonight or tomorrow, I'm gonna go watch Top Gun so I can see if Lewis Pullman is really that guy, and I'll come back and tell y'all about it. So Stephen Yeun and Ayo Edebiri, they both jumped out. They dropped. They quit the Thunderbolts. They quit it. Let's call it what it is. They said it was scheduling issues. I think that's an excuse. I think it came down to money, and I also think it came down to the role was not significant. Because if the money was right, you wouldn't be dropping Marvel. You would be dropping that other movie. You would tell that other movie, I can't make it due to my scheduling conflicts with Marvel. So it sounds like to me the money wasn't right for Steven or Ayo, and or their role was not significant enough for them to justify to stay with Disney. So they dipped. They left Marvel and said, I'd rather go work on something else, which is crazy. In 2024, Who would think that people would be dropping out of Marvel movies? Disney has to tighten up. Now, it's clear Marvel is tightening the budget. They got to find a way in this economical environment to make smart decisions. Now, I'm sure that Sebastian Stan is getting paid. He's probably going to be one of the highest paid actors in the Thunderbolts movie. I bet Florence Pugh isn't even getting paid what she should be getting paid, because before she took the role of Yelena Belova, now I'm only guessing, I'm only speculating, I bet she signed a 3-project deal where she would do the Black Widow movie, Hawkeye, and Thunderbolts. After she finished Thunderbolts and they want to bring Florence Pugh back, they're gonna have to pay her, because she is turning into a hot commodity in Hollywood. She is highly sought after, and people want to put Florence Pugh in their movies. And eventually, Marvel is going to have to open the bank up for her. But I think they are definitely getting her and everybody else in the Thunderbolts movie for a steal. The only person who's probably getting paid big bucks is Sebastian Stan, because he's just been here the longest. So that's all I have for Thunderbolts. Let's jump over to Deadpool. I don't really have much to say about Deadpool. So Deadpool has wrapped, and we may be getting a trailer for the Super Bowl. I don't really care much about Deadpool. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm just not a big fan of Deadpool. I'm happy for the Deadpool fans. I'm so happy that you guys are able to get a movie that should be true to itself, because Ryan Reynolds is so heavily involved. I'm happy for the Wolverine fans. Y'all get to see Wolverine back again. I'm just not a big Deadpool fan. I'll probably watch it once and keep it moving. Now, the good thing about Deadpool that I do like is nobody knows what this movie is about. We've heard rumors, we've had ideas, but the reality is nobody really knows what this Deadpool movie is about. We have an idea that Deadpool is recruiting Wolverine to either go to all these different universes and either recruit variants or kill variants. Nobody don't really know. We just got ideas. And another good thing about this movie is not much has leaked visual wise. So we've all seen the same clips of Deadpool and Wolverine in the void fighting each other. But other than that, nothing else has leaked visually from this movie. So it tells me there probably is going to be heavy multiversal elements with this, because they probably filmed a lot of stuff inside on the green screen, because all we really saw on the outside was the same scene from the void. But that's all I have for Deadpool. Hopefully we'll get a trailer soon, and that'll have the internet going crazy. Well, Marvel internet going crazy. All right, so we are going to jump over next. Let's talk about Ironheart. So Ironheart will be reshooting from February to April. Now, just like I don't care much about Deadpool, there's a lot of people who don't care much about Ironheart, but I do. I am excited for this show. We're getting Mephisto. He's rumored to be a businessman, and we've all heard the saying, making deals with the devil. So I am so excited to see how they handle Mephisto as a businessman and how that ties into Ironheart and the Hood. Once again, we're also going to be getting the Hood, Riri Williams, Ezekiel Stain, which is Obadiah Stain's son. He's supposed to be some sort of antagonist in this show as well. Now, the reason I like Ironheart is I see a lot of myself in Riri. So I'm hyped for Ironheart. Now, it's probably not going to premiere until 2025, I've heard. They're saying they wanted to be closer to Armor Wars, in which we've heard nothing about that movie. Is Armor Wars still happening? What is going on? Where is Don Cheadle? Is Armor Wars still happening, y'all? Do y'all know? I don't think nobody knows. I don't think last time somebody asked Don Cheadle what was going on with Armor Wars, he said, "I have no idea." So I'm hyped for Ironheart, yo. I'm down to see Ironheart and the devil and magic and all of that good fantasy stuff. I'm hyped. All right, so now we're gonna move on to some Blade news. So here are the rumors for Mahershala Ali's Blade. The new Blade film will be rated R, like the original Blade films, and it is a period piece. The plot will involve the villain Lilith going after Blade's daughter. She wants Blade's daughter's blood to create an army of daywalkers, and her weapon is said to be the ebony blade. That is interesting. Now, I feel good about Blade. I'm gonna tell you why I feel good about Blade. We have the director from Lovecraft Country on this project. This is also said to be a period piece. And you have a director who has worked on a period piece. He's also worked in the horror genre because parts of Lovecraft Country did have to deal with elements of horror, which was a great show. If you've never watched Lovecraft Country, check it out on HBO. I think it's what gave Jonathan Majors his big break. But Lovecraft Country, the director, Jan Damage, will be helming up Blade. So they say Blade is a period piece. I don't know how that fits into the MCU. I don't know if that means it's going to be in another universe. How are we going to get Blade to present time? Is it going to be like we just watching an old movie in the past that already took place and then the post-credit scene is in present day? Like, how they about to do this with Blade? Either way it goes, I'm excited for it. It should be good. It's hard to make a bad vampire movie. All you need is blood, a good story, nice clothes. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to mess up a vampire movie. Like, what in the world? Why is it taking so long? Golly. Now, Mia Goth is rumored to be Lilith. So, what is confirmed is Mia Goth is in this film. We just don't know who she's playing. Everybody thinks she's playing Lilith. Now, in Marvel Comics, there's two Liliths. We have the daughter of Dracula, which seems to fit into Blade. And then there's another Lilith who is the mother of demons. So we don't know which Lilith she's about to be playing, but knowing Marvel, they may just mesh both of the characters together and she would just have characteristics of both characters from what I'm seeing. You know, Marvel is real good with doing that. Yo, when is Blade going to start filming? This is about like Armor Wars. Does anybody know when Blade is supposed to film? Because this film releases in November of 2025. They should be filming right now. How in the if they're not filming now, how are they gonna make a November 2025 release? They when does Blade start filming? Does anybody know? This is crazy. Let's see what you got here. Blade was born in the 1920s and lives a long life hunting vampires throughout different time periods. I get that. I get that. I know that. What I'm saying is, how does the movie fit into the MCU's timeline? Like when we're watching the movie, are we watching the movie in the past that's already taken place? Or maybe I'm just thinking about this too hard because we had this freaking multiversal elements going on and I'm all thrown off. But they're supposed to be doing the same thing with the Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is supposed to be taking place in the 60s in a whole nother universe. So I'm trying to figure out, is Blade in our universe or is it in another universe? But I'm not even gonna worry about it because I'm stressed myself out because Marvel is all over the place. Because why is Blade not filming right now? How are they about to hit a November 2025 release date if they don't start filming until the fall? But on the other hand, it is just a grounded vampire movie. So there's probably not going to be a lot of post production and CGI that needs to be done. We're already in February and we have no idea when filming will start. Now, last I last I heard is Ruth Carter was doing the wardrobe, which is amazing. Ruth Carter had, so if you want a point of reference, Ruth Carter handled all of the wardrobe on Black Panther 1 and Wakanda Forever. She is about to have these vampires decked to the T, baby. I am so happy that Ruth Carter was doing the clothes for this movie. Oh, these are about to be some clean vampires. Oh, boy. Oh, can you imagine what she's about to put Lilith in? Oh, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be crazy clothing wise. Pam TV, I am looking forward to Blade. Pam, me too. I love vampire movies. That's also why I'm excited for this Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan vampire movie. I'm going to talk about that on a stream that's not comic book related, but I am ready for Blade. I am ready. So that's all I have on Blade. Let's jump over to X-Men 97. So X-Men 97 will reportedly premiere on Disney Plus this year in mid or late March. First season will have 10 episodes, and I don't know how I feel about the animated X-Men. I loved it as a kid. That's what really got me into Marvel, but as an adult, I don't know if I'm gonna watch this. I might check it out. I didn't even finish season 2 of What If. I love the first season of What If, but season 2, I didn't even finish the first season. So that's y'all update on X-Men 97. Should be coming March, April, sometime in the spring. Let's jump over to Zoe Saldana. So Zoe wants to come back to comic book movies. This is crazy because a couple years ago, Zoe Saldana was doing interviews telling everyone that she felt trapped between Marvel and Avatar. She felt like she couldn't really get out and go and do like indie films or passion projects because she was so tied into Avatar and Marvel. So she made it seem like she was trying to get away from that. But now she's saying, I'm down to go work with James Gunn in the DC. Is it DCU or DCEU? I got to figure out what James Gunn named it. They keep these DC gets me confused. Now, James Gunn did say he has some ideas of who Zoe Saldana could be in the DCU. I don't know who she could be because I'm not really into DC comics like that. I have no idea. So if y'all are watching this on the replay gang, y'all leave some comments on who y'all think Zoe Saldana could be in the DCU. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who she could be. Pam TV said Zoe needs to pay for that private school tuition. Indie films aren't calling her at this point. I agree. I agree totally. People. Okay, so I see it on both sides. I understand why some people don't want to be tied into Marvel because Marvel operates very dysfunctionally. If y'all read that book that came out a couple months ago and it talked about all the Marvel secrets and teas, they are so dysfunctional. So I understand why some actors don't want to be tied in, but it pays the bills, child. It pays the bills, Zoe. Zoe, Zoe said, I'm down to come back if y'all have me. All right, all right, all right. Last thing we're going to talk about, and then I'm going to get up out of here, is Echo. So Echo's budget was reportedly $40 million, which was outstanding to me. I look at things from a very financial mindset sometimes. So if you talk to me or you watch me on lives or watch my videos, I have a very analytical financial mindset on things because I work in the finance industry. So Echo having a budget of 40 million was great. You're about to see Marvel really lean into these ground level shows because they are inexpensive. And let's be honest, there's no money being made on Disney Plus. If they're spending $200 million on a series and they're doing that 3 to 4 times a year, that's just insanity. The subscribers are just not going to make up the cost of spending almost $1 billion on TV shows. 4 shows at that. Not even a lot. Secret Invasion was like 200 million. I think She-Hulk was like 200 million. Yo, that's crazy. So my theory was, let's use Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness as an example. Let's say that movie made $1 billion, which it was close. It would then make sense to maybe take 100 million out of that billion to produce a Wong and America Chavez show. You can take that portion of the profit to further their story. That way, when Doctor Strange 3 hits, you have streamlined content to now maybe make another $1 billion. This was their idea, most likely before the pandemic hit. That was smart. Now we're in an economy where everything is expensive. Maybe a family of 4 or 5 can't afford to spend $100 to go to the movies frequently. So now these movies aren't making $1 billion as frequently as they was before. So those excessive funds that they thought they were going to have to flip into these TV shows are not there. So now they have to make cheaper shows. And Echo. I don't know what the viewership numbers were on Echo. I need to find out. But it was reported that people watched Echo and then they went back to watch Hawkeye and then they went back to watch Daredevil. So her show did something that was very symbiotic and it created these links between multiple shows. And now you have people excited to watch Daredevil. Where does Kingpin fit? How does Matt Murdock fit into all this? So Echo was very inexpensive. It was an experimental project that worked out in the sense of, okay, maybe our core fan base did not connect with it, but for others, it prompted them to go back and watch all these other shows. I liked Echo. I thought it was a good show. Was the editing kind of funky? Yes. But outside of that, I like the story of Echo. And I think Echo having a budget of $40 million. Good job, Marvel. That's smart. That's how you keep money in the company without throwing it down the drain on spending 200 freaking million on Secret Invasion. That's crazy. What did the money go on? What? I bet most of the money went on travel, making sure you get Samuel L. Jackson over to Russia and the cast and crew over to Russia. Y'all could have went to Colorado or somewhere where it snows and film Secret Invasion and not spent $200 million on that crap. That was, let me stop. I don't want to trash Marvel because I am an MCU fan. Thanks for the sticker, Pam. I appreciate you, homie. Pam said Marvel operates like Hollywood, keeping folks in multi-year contracts. So I think they're actually moving away from that. They were very, very heavy on that when the MCU first rolled out. They're slowly starting to move away from that, which causes issues with things like the Fantastic Four and things like X-Men, because what Marvel wants to do is hire these actors and lock them into contracts for 4 or 5 movies. And these actors are like, yo, y'all not about to lock me into no 4 movies playing Reed Richards, and you only want to give me $10 million. I want to do 1 movie for $10 million. And then when y'all call me back for Fantastic Four, maybe I want 15. And then when y'all call me back, maybe I want 20. So that is why Marvel is going to have a hard time really locking down. Well, I think Fantastic Four is locked. We got them. They in there. They squared away. But when they get to X-Men casting for live action, oh man. Baby, when they get to X-Men casting live action, it's going to be some problems. It is going to be problems when they get to X-Men live action, because these actors are going to be smart enough to know This is going to be massive. And you're not about to lock me in for 4 projects for $20 million. I want to do one project for 10. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Let's see. William Moloch has Kingpin got washed by Kate Bishop. If Daredevil can't handle him at this point, he gonna have to dodge some fraud allegations. Did Kingpin get washed by Kate Bishop? Did he get washed? What ended up happening? What did Kate end up doing? She hit him with them bows and arrows and blew him up, and then Echo found him limping. Echo the one put the bullet in his head. Echo the one took him down. Yo, okay, so William, have you seen the clips of Daredevil and Kingpin? I have a feeling that Daredevil might be working for Kingpin. The way they walking down the street like they best friends. Let me see if I could find the clip. Them boys walking around like they buddies. So I don't even know if they got beef yet. They walking around like they friends. So I don't know. I don't know. William Moloch, I haven't seen the new stuff. This is a clip. There's a lot of clips on Twitter. If you don't want to see it, dodge it. But looks like Matt Murdock and Kingpin was having a nice little conversation. So I don't know. But that's all I have for today, y'all. I appreciate y'all streaming with me. I'm gonna try to do this more often once I get in the hang of it and learning all this stuff. But thanks for hanging out with me. I'm about to dip. Peace.